Good evening, yogis. Welcome. Happy Sunday.
Sunday.
It is Sunday, right?
It is.
There's still a mask ordinance in the state of Colorado. If you feel it is unsafe for you to practice with a mask or you have a medical condition, only you can exempt yourself from the four corners of your mat. Under this exemption, I will not be wearing my mask while I teach. Welcome, yogis at home. Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to use the playlist I sent, we'll cue that up together. It's called Yin 75-9, and we'll cue it up in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, everyone, you all have props. That's great. We'll begin with some free movement, cat-cows, from a table. You can pedal your legs, you can lubricate and mobilize your spine. Take this time to release any buildup in your neck, your jaw, space behind your eyes. And use this freedom to decompress, to dissolve the busyness of your weekend or your week or even your day. Give your attention to the moment, exactly how it is, exactly how your body feels. Couple more breaths. Use this time to almost diagnose what areas need attention and what areas are flowing freely. Begin to make your way to your seat. We'll set up for caterpillar as our first pose, which is, in the yin practice, a forward fold seated. So make a pad, a seating pad with your large towel or blanket, and bring your sits bones to it. Extend your legs forward, palms to your thighs or shins, a moment here to anchor down through your seat and elevate up through your head. Allow the back line of your legs to spread. Soft toes, soft ankles. Notice your own composure in this moment as you prepare. As you inhale, stay with this upright, or maybe take your bolster or pillow and fold to a workable depth. So initially, chin to chest, or if you're folding quite deep already, rest your forehead on something. A reminder to play your edge. Start at a 2, maybe a 3 on a scale of 10 as far as sensation. Take several breaths and assess whether you'd like to go further or perhaps even back off. Use this opening pose to focus more on your breath than anything. Not only the depth, but the length, and of course the rhythm. Like a pendulum, like the ocean. Advance, withdraw. Maybe even notice the subtle Advance and withdraw in your own body as you breathe. Reminder that within the shapes, within the holds themselves, you're welcome to modify and adjust throughout the hold. So we've now been in this pose for a bit. Maybe move towards depth. Peace fingers to big toes, outer edges of your feet. These are just options. If you find yourself outside of a mild to moderate edge, withdraw. Within this practice, it is about time, patience, not so much being fully embodied within the asana. Give your utmost attention to each passing breath. Notice how that breath relates to your body. The more you integrate this idea of perception, awareness, breath, and asana combined all at once, the more the potent layers of the practice reveal themselves in many ways, unique to you and your approach. We'll take 3 full breaths together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale last time. And exhale. Fingers to the earth. Very slowly walk your torso to upright. Keep your chin to chest until your shoulders are above your hips. Once you arrive, remove your pillow and bring your palms to thighs or shins once again. A moment to digest, to linger, to integrate, again, the fullness of the practice. Slowly remove your seat pad and come onto your back for a mini shavasana. A moment here for your spine to settle. Give your full weight to your mat. Option to windshield your legs, or even give yourself a hug if that feels good. Continue to soften your jaw, your neck, bridge of your nose, tops of your ears, crown of your head. And now, wherever you are, go ahead and give yourself a hug. Draw your knees toward your armpits or your heart. A gentle squeeze, nothing excessive. Take the slowest rock and rolls you've ever taken, maybe 3, possibly more. Make your way to a table. Once you arrive in your table, come to prone and we'll prep for extended wing together. Chest to your mat, forehead or chin down, arms to a T. Now bend your left arm, plant your palm, and as you exhale, roll onto your right side. Bend your left knee, toes or all 4 corners of your foot to the earth. From here, you're welcome to take a bind. Maybe nudge your fingers under your side body. Another option is you can walk your right palm forward or back in an effort to play your edge, add or subtract depth. A reminder always to play your edges, to be aware of any burning, tingling, numbness. These are all indications that you are far too deep in this moment. And it's in your best interest to back off until you once again achieve a mild to moderate level of sensation. Slightly dull, slightly achy, slightly bitter. A 2 to 5 on a scale of 10. Once you feel settled in the shape, in the level of sensation, I'd like you to begin to journey in your own inner landscape. Discover what exists beneath the obvious. With an open mind and an open heart, ask yourself, what else exists in this practice for you? And how can you discover it and integrate it? Many believe that this practice holds within it secrets, treasures, layers of potency that many cannot even fathom within one life. I invite you to search, to remain open, aware, and observe what rises to the surface. We'll take a full breath together. Inhale and exhale. Stay for your inhale. Very slowly as you exhale, use your left fingertips, your left palm, as a foundation to transition back to prone, arms to a T, and come onto your left ear once you arrive. A moment to digest. Again, the fullness of the asana. If for any reason there is stagnant energy in your joints, your shoulders, your arm, feel free to move if that feels good. Very nice. And make your way back to neutral, forehead or chin to your mat. This time bend your right arm, plant your palm, and transition onto your left side body. Half bind, more than welcome. Or keep it simple. Once again, you can walk your left fingers, your left palm forward or back to dial in an edge that feels workable for the next several moments. Full rhythmic breath. And if you haven't already, I'd like you to experiment with closing your eyes and perhaps even keep them closed for the full duration of the hold. It is through the inner realms that we uncover these layers I speak of. These mysteries, not only within the practice, but within ourselves. It is through all limbs of yoga that we journey to meet the self. But what is most fascinating is that we all have these individual filters through which we perceive our experience. It is quite possible that not one single yogi could experience the same events even within an identical practice. The beauty of our unique embodiment is truly a gift. That is why, especially within this yin style, I invite you to travel your inner realms. Start with your body, the obvious. Play your edge. Find alignment that is workable. Continue with the quieting of your mind as you withdraw from identification with your thoughts. Dive further, explore your emotions. Again, detached, however, observant of your own feelings and how they fluctuate. Even further, the subtle realms of your own intuition, bringing insight, clarity, confidence in your path. And even further beneath lies Ananda, bliss, union, the yogic path, complete. And yet many believe that even more lies beneath the surface. Full breath, yogis. Inhale and exhale. Stay for your inhale. As you exhale again, very slowly unwind your body. Come back through neutral. And when you feel ready, come onto your right ear, gaze left, arms alongside bodies, or take movements. Frame your top ribs with your thumbs. Slowly press yourself through a table, as little effort as possible. Excellent. We'll set up for child's with a twist. So let's start by setting up some padding for your knees. So at least as wide as you think your knees will go in your child's today. And bring that perpendicular to the long side of your mat. And start by setting up your knees not too wide just yet. Let's start again, 2 to 5. Hips to heels, extend your arms forward, forehead to your mat. Now, keep in mind, if you'd like to go a little gentler, a little more comfortable tonight, you can lay on your pillow, your bolster. Very nice embodiment of child. It does not take away from the practice to do this variation. It actually, depending again on your filter, your perception, may enhance your experience. For within the yin practice, there really is no such thing as a level up. The level is within you. The level that you find most fitting in this moment is exactly the level you need. Each round of breath, soften your hips closer to your heels and lengthen your spine a bit, even your arms, to bring your chest closer to your mat. And with each round of breath, in addition, stay observant of the quality of sensation you're creating based on the width of your knees. You're noticing a lot of resistance along your inner thighs, your groin, perhaps knees slightly closer together. However, if you feel like there's room to expand these areas and remain within a safe edge, perhaps play with a little more distance. Soft neck, soft jaw, soft palate. Soften your eyelids. We're a little past halfway. You're welcome to stay here in this child's shape, or you can thread your right arm under your torso, come onto your outer shoulder and the side of your head. From here, you're welcome to bind left arm behind you. And even within this variation, still your hips heavy towards your heels. This is a very grounding, earthy posture. Give all of the weight of your body to the floor. And notice how as you let go in your body, your mind begins to let go. Your emotions. So ultimately the tension, the stress, the buildup that we all experience, regardless of our lifestyle, how much we practice, etc., etc. We all have it. This is an opportunity to let it go. Full breath here. Inhale. Exhale. If you are threaded, unthread your right arm. And now thread your left arm. Come onto your outer left shoulder, side of your head, and take a half bind. Breathe deep into your knee joints. Again, your inner thighs, your groin. Soft neck, soft jaw. Feel free to micro adjust, to wiggle, or to remove yourself completely from the asana. If you feel you have no longer been able to maintain that safe edge, breath in, full breath out. Slowly inhale, unwrap yourself if you were threaded. One more breath here in neutral child. Inhale. Exhale. Palms to the earth, yogis. Very slow transition here. We've been in this shape for quite some time. Separate your heels from your hips and perhaps come through a table. Extend one leg at a time. Pedal it out from here. You may notice waves of sensation as you transition out of this shape. That's a good thing. Allow it. Breathe through it. It may feel good to arch your back a bit. It may even feel good to arrive all the way in a down dog and pedal from there. A few more breaths, no rush. That's a long hold. Good. When you feel complete, we'll come back to seated. And once again, set up your seat pad, basically a square. We'll begin to work towards half shoelace, also known as half cow face. Extend your right leg long, and then wrap your left knee over your right. So different than a seated twist where your knee's upright, you'll press your knee down towards your right knee below it. Good. Take a moment here. Once again, allow your back line to settle. Stack shoulders over hips. Slight lift of your chest forward and up. You can even flex your toes a few times, your right toes. So again, lengthen the back line. Make sure your bolster or pillow is within reach. You can set it up here. Stay with this upright or option to fold. Now, as you fold, ideally bring your head towards your top knee. So you notice I've placed the bolster kind of catty. And start slow. This one is, at least in my opinion, through my filter, a lot of potency to this shape. Now, again, ideally your head is supported. If not, chin to chest. What's that? Ideally, yeah. But don't exert. Just let them go where they want to go. Yeah, exactly. A little extra attention to your left leg, in this case, your bent leg. Make sure you're not squeezing or flexing anywhere that you shouldn't be, which is everywhere. Let go. Notice the complexity of target areas within this shape. First, you have the back line of your right leg, your hamstrings, your calf, backs of your knees. And then you have your outer hip, especially the right side, your low back, as you fold towards spinal flexion. Allow your breath to circulate with these target areas. And spread your awareness further even as you scan for residual tension in other places. Your neck, your teeth and gums, your shoulders, fingertips. And notice the ripple effect as your body softens, releases, de-stresses. Invite your mind, your emotions, even your spirit to follow. And do your best to equalize your sits bones. Notice if one side is lifting, possibly compensating. Yield to the support of the earth. Full breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Fingertips to the earth. Like a spider, walk yourself slowly to upright. Chin to chest. Once again until shoulders are stacked. Palms to your top knee will linger here. Perfect. Unwrap your legs. Palms behind you to support. With your legs bent, you're welcome to pedal forward and back or side to side. You know, I love windshield for this reason that you can roll out your neck and shoulders, even undulate a bit in your spine as you decompress in your hips and legs. Resonance. A mindful pause to drink in the sweetness of the asana. Nothing arbitrary, nothing without intention. Perfect. When you feel complete, bring your seat back to your pad to elevate your sits bones slightly. Extend your left leg long. Find your half wrap. Right thigh over top. We'll linger here as we did on the other side. Once again, press down through your seat and lift up through your crown. Maybe flex your left toes a few times. We'll work towards spreading all surfaces of the back line of your leg into your mat. Stay with this, or as you inhale, prep, and as you exhale, fold to a workable depth. Again, I recommend using your bolster or anything really that will support your head. A reminder to not level out your hips, but to level out your seat so that you're not leaning on one side. Let your inner journey be not interrupted by discomfort. Perhaps practice pratyahara, fifth limb. Withdraw from identification with your senses. This is not denial. This is not escape. It is a subtle and mindful technique to shift your awareness, to shift your perception. Let us embrace opposing energy, which in this case would be discomfort, as a tool to bring us health, well-being, and to most importantly, bring us closer to our own infinite source of life, of wisdom, of bliss. Just as the lotus rises from the darkest mud, the deepest depths, so do we from our own shadows. Full breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Fingers to your mat. Inhale, walk yourself slowly upright. Linger here, palms to top knee. Embrace the layers. The challenging and the luxurious. Palms behind you, unwrap your legs. Once again, pedal forward and back or side to side. Excellent. When you feel complete, we'll build saddle pose. As most of you know, I think, this one can be hard on the knees. So I'm going to give you several options with your props. First one is to roll up your towel or blanket. And with this, you can pad under the tops of your feet, under your ankles, and kind of create a cushion between your mat and that. This will also take some intensity out of the knees, your knees. Now, another option to take even more intensity out of your knees is to pad between your seat and your heels. And that may also feel good. You can do this with a bolster or, like I said, a rolled up towel or blanket. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky, especially as far as how many props you have. If you think you're going to recline, I would recommend using your bolster behind you long ways. Now, that is only if you're going to come all the way onto your back. For instance, if you think you'll recline this much, you don't need the bolster, obviously. And you can even recline this much. You can see I'm on my forearms. Still, my back's not touching. So you don't necessarily need them if that's as far as you're going to go. But if you think you're going to come down onto your back, again, a very big shape, keep that within your mindful edge. I recommend the bolster behind you. So let's start upright, regardless of where you think you're going to go. Soft hips toward your heels. Again, that cobra quality. Chest forward and up, shoulders stacked. Find your presence, your composure. No rush to dive into the asana. Instead, we find solace in experiencing the layers, the stages. Perfect. Stay with this or first krama. Palms behind you, lean back. Even if you're going to go much further, just linger for a moment. Find your breath. You can let the back of your head fall toward your shoulder bones. Or keep your head somewhat upright. Stay with this, or maybe take it further. Come to forearms. Now, stay mindful of your knees. If they lift away from your mat, you've gone too far. Back off, take some space. I didn't mention maybe knees slightly wider than hips, just to give yourself space. Also take notice if your prop is getting in the way of your discovery. That's good. Deep breaths, soft neck and jaw. And this is one where I certainly recommend experimentation. Nothing pinching, acute, no heat, no numbness, no pain, no pain. Slightly dull, slightly achy, slightly bitter. Once again, several complex target areas. The front line of your legs, your hip flexors, your low back, your heart space, the front of your neck, deep, full, rhythmic breaths. We'll have a full breath together. Inhale, exhale. One palm at a time. If you are reclined, bring yourself slowly upright. No rush. Linger at the top of your shape, shoulders over hips. Notice the flood of energy of prana, of circulation. From here, come forward onto your palms and pedal your legs out, one at a time. You can do this from a down dog, as some of you did previously after child's. Especially those of you that recline, feel free to undulate somewhat in your back. Shake out your head and neck, soft shoulders. No rush, lots of time to resonate after the intensity that saddle often brings. We'll meet on our backs. No rush. Once you arrive, linger in a brief corpse pose. Palms up. Once again, yield completely. There's a support below you. Again, notice the layers. Stay for your inhale. As you exhale, fetal shape, right side of your mat. No rush. Once you arrive in your fetal shape, linger for just a moment. As you inhale, reach your left fingers straight to the sky. As you exhale, roll onto your shoulder blades. Keep your legs and hips as they are. We'll find a supine twist. Now, if you find that when you drop into this twist, that your legs want to separate, you can place a prop between your thighs. If you find that when you do open up, you can't quite get both your shoulder blades to rest on your mat, you can bring a prop, such as a pillow or rolled up blanket, under your bottom thigh. Those are just options. Tee out your arms, or plant your right palm on your outer top thigh, add traction there. Perhaps turn your head towards the left of your space. Breathe deep down into your low back, your gut, your abdomen. Check in with how rigid or not your ribs are. Perhaps they can offer a bit more space for you to truly wring out your spine in this nourishing twist. A full breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Stay for your inhale. As you exhale, return to the fetal shape from which you came, right side of your mat. Linger. I believe that part of discovering the subtle, yet very potent, powerful aspects of the asana is to take time between them, to observe, to allow them to sink in, to circulate, for the seeds of their potency to sprout, begin to grow. Stay for your inhale. Exhale, roll to the left side of your mat. Find a fetal shape. If you use props on the other side, make sure they're within reach. Right fingers to the heavens as you inhale. As you exhale, roll onto your shoulder blades. Anchor your hips and legs as they were. Now you may have variation or difference in this side, and again, I'll offer Option to place something between your thighs, or place padding under your bottom thigh in an effort to ground both your shoulder blades equally down into your mat. Turn your head to the right if you'd like a neck stretch. If you are adding traction with your left palm on your outer leg, do so with the least amount of effort. Even just the weight of your hand may be enough. Soften your gut, your abdomen, your low back, your ribs. A full breath before we move on. Inhale. Exhale. Stay for your in-breath. Fetal shape, left side from where you came. Even if we can't conceive of or define what the practice does for us, it is in these pauses, these spaces, that the medicine is integrated. When you feel complete, we'll meet in Shavasana. You're welcome to bring your bolster under your knees, cover up with a blanket, perhaps pad the space behind your neck. Take all the time you need. And that may include some free movement on your way.